Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Attorney E, Immigration Lawyer. Today's episode, very special ang topic natin, International Criminal Court in the Philippines. I was actually invited to talk about Article 11 and 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I said, you know what, this is very relevant to the Philippines, especially now that, as you know, there's an ongoing preliminary examination on alleged human rights violations in the Philippines. Before we start, I want to introduce myself. My name is Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux. I'm a certified human rights educator, and I'm also a licensed U.S. immigration lawyer. I'm based in the United States. Okay, all right, so before we start, I'll be talking about Article 11 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, yung creation of the International Criminal Court, and also we're gonna talk about yung procedural history nung investigation sa Philippines ng Office of the Prosecutor of the ICC. There is going to be a part 2 on this presentation. Yung part 2 natin is we're gonna talk about yung report ng Office of the Prosecutor as well as the Human Rights Report of 2020 on the Philippines. Okay, all right. Article 11 is about the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Before this, I want to say that human rights are spiritual rights. Pwede kayong mag-disagree sa akin. Ang pananaw ko, ang human rights ay mga karapatan na mayroon tayo bilang tao. Yung right to life, yung karapatan natin ng maging malaya, yung karapatan nating hindi ma-torture, yung karapatan nating mag-self-express or i-express ang sarili natin. Ito ay mga karapatang pantao na mayroon tayo bilang tao mula nung pinanganak tayo. And ang pananaw ko, regardless kung anong sabihin ng gobyerno mo, kung anong sabihin, kung nasaan ka man, whether you're in the US, whether you're in the Philippines, in Canada, marami tayong listeners all over the world, mga Filipinos, and alam niyo po tayong mga Filipinos, talaga nagta-travel tayo for work. So kahit nasaan ka pa man, ang karapatang pantao mo ay nasa iyo dahil sa pagiging tao mo. Bigay sa iyo yan ng Diyos. Ngayon, ang question, kung sinong Diyos yung kinikilala mo, ay nasa sayo na yan. Pero iyon ay karapatan mo, itong mga human rights na to ay karapatan mo bilang tao. And magkakaroon po tayo ng opportunity sa ibang episode natin pag-usapan itong mga iba't ibang articles ng Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, for now we're going to talk about Article 11 and why this is important in relation to the International Criminal Court. So Article 11 speaks about the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a criminal proceeding. So kung ikaw ay maakusahan ng krimen, ang presumption ay dapat inosente ka. Ang burden para patunayan na ikaw ay guilty is on the part of the person accusing you. Okay, or on the part of the prosecutor charging you, nasa kanila ang burden, hindi po magkabaliktad. So ang presumption ay innocence. It also requires a public trial and an opportunity for the person accused to defend himself. Ang tawag po dito ay right to due process of law. If a person was sentenced or punished without due process of law, then that is a violation of human rights. So kung ikaw ay masintensyahan, o kaya ay maparusahan ka ng walang due process of law, violation po yan ng human rights. Okay? Ngayon, lahat, sabi dito, everyone, kahit mismong yung mga taong na-accuse ng most heinous, most serious crimes against humanity, ay entitled pa rin sila sa due process of law. Entitled sila sa presumption of innocence. Okay? Kaya nga po, noong 1998, 160 nations decided to establish a permanent court or a permanent criminal court to try individuals for the most serious crimes against humanity. Ito po yung genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes. Ang tawag po dito sa Permanent International Judicial Body ay International Criminal Court. It was established by an international treaty, the Rome Statute. Ngayon, it can only prosecute crimes that occurred after its establishment, which was in 2002. Ang Philippines, naging member state ang Philippines ng International Criminal Court when it ratified the Rome Statute in the year 2011 under President Noynoy Aquino. Okay? Yan po. Pero ngayon, hindi na po tayo member state because in 2018, and I'm going to talk about this later, ay nagpadala ng notice of withdrawal si President Duterte. Wini-withdraw niya ang Philippines ng pagiging member state sa International Criminal Court. Naging effective yun 1 year after the notice of withdrawal. Pag-usapan natin yan later. So, ang International Criminal Court investigates and tries individuals charged with the gravest crimes of concern to international community. As I said, these crimes are genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and crime of aggression. So, ang ICC po ba ay nag-replace ng National Criminal Justice System? No, but it complements them. Ang state member ang nagre-retain ng primary responsibility for trying the perpetrators of the most serious crimes. Pero may mga cases kasi na itong mga states ay hindi nila ini-investigate or china-charge o pinaprosecute itong mga violators o itong mga perpetrators. Kasi ang mga perpetrators yung mga leaders, military leaders, yung mga bigatin dun sa bansa nila, so hindi nila ma-prosecute. In which case, the ICC may come in, may proseso po on how the ICC will take jurisdiction. Okay? In short, the ICC does not undermine national sovereignty as it is a court of last resort. So kung ayaw mag-take ng jurisdiction ng national criminal courts, then yung sa ICC po ang magte-take responsibility on that. In my proseso po under the Rome Statute. As I said, noong 2011, ang Philippines po nag-ratify and naging member state tayo. Meaning, binding sa atin yung Rome Statute at may jurisdiction sa atin ng International Criminal Court. However, in 2018, nag-withdraw po ang President Duterte ng ating membership. And merong 1-year notice from notice of withdrawal, which kaya naging March of 2019 po, ay officially ay tayo ay hindi na naging member ng ICC. Okay. Ang International Criminal Court as of December 2020 ay may 123 member states. So far, merong 30 cases before the court. ICC judges have issued 35 arrest warrants. And merong 9 convictions and 4 acquittals. Sa mga ibang episodes natin, we're gonna talk about yung mga convictions na nangyari sa ibang bansa naman for case studies. Okay? As I said, ang International Criminal Court ay isang independent judicial body kung saan yung mga accused ng most serious crimes against humanity ay mabibigyan ng opportunity to defend themselves. Kaya nga merong 4 acquittals as of this time. So may convictions and then mayroon din namang acquittals. Sa International Criminal Court ay mayroong Victims Participation Scheme. Ang ibig sabihin nito, victims of these alleged crimes have the right to participate in the confirmation of charges proceedings by putting their views and concerns to the judges when their interests are affected. Victims may include individual people, yung mga tao, pero hindi lang mga tao, but also organizations or institutions that have sustained direct harm. Victims also may receive reparations or compensations for these violations. In fact, meron tinatawag na Trust Fund for Victims or TFV, which is mandated by the Rome Statute. Okay. Meron po itong mga programa addressing harms suffered by the victims resulting from ICC crimes. It does so in two ways. Number one, implementing court-ordered reparations against a convicted person. So yung person po na ma-convict ay pwede pang utusan ng court na magbayad ng reparations dito sa mga victims. And itong Trust Fund for Victims ay nagpo-provide din ng physical, psychological, and material support to victims and their families through voluntary contributions from donors. So to date, the Trust Fund has provided assistance to over 120,000 victims in countries where the court has active investigations, okay? While court-ordered reparations can come from convicted person's assets, ang una pong panggagalingan ng reparations ay yung assets ng convicted person, the trust fund's ability to provide general assistance is dependent on voluntary contributions from states and non-state entities. Okay, although support for the TVF among states is rising, governments must increase their contributions to ensure that the Rome Statute system has victim survivors' concern at its heart and not at its fringes. So yan po ang Trust Fund for Victims ng ICC under the Rome Statute. So may mga programa po siya na binibigay para dun sa mga victims and families nitong mga ICC crimes. Yung ICC crimes, we mentioned it earlier, yung mga genocide, crimes against humanity, yan po, yung mga war crimes. And then, ini-implement niya rin po yung reparation dun sa mga victims. Okay? Trust Fund for Victims. Okay, so we talk about this na ang priority pinanggagalingan na reparation ay yung asset ng convicted person. Pero meron ding ability yung trust fund to provide yung general assistance para dun sa mga victims. At maraming nagko-contribute ng mga states and non-state entities para dito po sa trust fund na ito. Okay, so yun po ang ICC. At ang pinag-usapan natin ang creation ng ICC under Article 11 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as general information about the Rome Statute. Siya po yung treaty kung niratify nitong mga member states. Doon sa treaty ng Rome Statute, nakasaad po doon ang mga crimes kung saan ang ICC ay may jurisdiction. Pag-usapan naman natin ang Philippines. Ito general information. Sa part 2 natin, we're going to talk about the actual report. Okay? All right. So, pertaining to the Philippines, no October 12, 2016, si Prosecutor Benzuda was issued a statement concerning the human rights situation in the Philippines. February 7, 2018, na-open yung preliminary examination for the situations in the Philippines and Venezuela. Noong March 19, 2018, so at 1 month after the opening of the preliminary examination, Philippines submitted a notice of withdrawal. So may 1-year effectivity po yan. Since March of 2019, effectively nag-withdraw ang Philippines as member state. Noong December 5, 2018, nagkaroon ng report of preliminary examination. And recently, noong December 15, 2020, nirelease ng ICC yung preliminary report finding reasonable basis for crimes against humanity allegedly committed by President Duterte of the Philippines. Pag-uusapan natin yung mismong report sa susunod po nating episode, as well as yung Human Rights Report of 2020 para sa Philippines. Ayon dito sa statement ni Prosecutor Bensuda, ito po ay mga allegations lamang. Of course, the Duterte administration is denying all of these. Ang sabi po doon sa preliminary examination ay ina-analyze yung crimes allegedly committed in the state party, which is the Philippines, since at least July 1, 2016, in the context of the war on drugs campaign launched by the government of the Philippines. It has been alleged that since July 1, 2016, thousands of persons have been killed for reasons related to their alleged involvement in illegal drug use or dealing. While some of such killings have reportedly occurred in the context of clashes between or within gangs, it is alleged that many of the reported incidents involved extrajudicial killings in the course of police anti-drug operations. Incidentally, nagkaroon din ng preliminary examination sa Venezuela. Venezuela is also a member state. Okay? Ang konteksto naman nila ay yung demonstrations and related political unrest. Ang focus ng ongoing preliminary examination sa Philippines ay alleged crimes committed since at least July 1, 2016 in the context of war on drugs campaign. Remember, itong July 1, 2016, may jurisdiction po ang ICC because member state po tayo, nag-ratify po tayo ng Rome Statute. Remember, 2011 tayo naging member state. The preliminary examination of the situation was announced on February 8, 2018 and is ongoing. It is analyzing crimes allegedly committed since at least July 1, 2016 in the context of war on drugs. Okay? All right. Regarding naman dun sa issue ng jurisdiction, kasi Philippines withdrew from the Rome Statute on March 17, 2018. Naging effective yon under the Rome Statute, dapat 1 year, March 17, 2019 ang effectivity. So sabi dito po, the Philippines, okay, pursuant to Article 127.2 of the statute and based on the prior ICC ruling in the situation in Burundi, ganun din po, ang Burundi po ay nag-withdraw rin when an investigation was launched, okay? The court retains its jurisdiction over crimes committed during the time in which the state was party to the statute and may exercise this jurisdiction even after the withdrawal became effective. So sabi po ng ICC, katulad nung naging ruling nila sa Burundi, kahit nag-withdraw na po ang state, may jurisdiction pa rin ito para doon sa krimen which occurred during the time kung saan yung member state na yon ay party to the statute. And po pwede pa rin mag-exercise ng jurisdiction even after the withdrawal of that state. Okay, so in the case of the Philippines, sinasabi ng ICC may jurisdiction kahit ang Philippines ay nag-withdraw. Okay, so as I explained, on October 27, 2017, yung Burundi became the first country to withdraw. And ang naging decision po dyan ay sinabi ng ICC na may jurisdiction pa rin ng ICC kahit may withdrawal ang Burundi. And this was adopted in the case of the Philippines withdrawal. All right. Ang resources po natin, you can go to the website of the International Criminal Court, Report on Preliminary Examination Activities 2018, Statement of Prosecutor Bensuda, Pati yung mga iba't ibang report po, you can find it on the International Criminal Court website. All right, so ang ating pong next episode, we're gonna talk about the report itself, which was released on December 15, 2020. So recently lang, nirelease na nila yung report on the Philippines. And we're gonna talk about that, yung mga specifics. We're also gonna talk about the Human Rights Report 2020 Philippines. And I'm going to do a comparative analysis of these human rights reports on Philippines and Venezuela. Okay? All right, so that's our presentation for today. Please like and subscribe, Attorney E, Immigration Lawyer. And until next time po, maraming salamat.